All right, good morning, Norcal Karters. This is Jason. And first, I want to thank all of you that are pushing me to try different things. It's we started doing the video podcast a couple weeks ago. The first one we had a little bit of a problem because it just cut off randomly. I still haven't figured out why, but I'm thinking maybe it was something to do with the network or my broadband connection. But yeah, in the middle it just dropped, and I kept going, and then I didn't realize that it wasn't just the video feed we lost, but it was audio, everything. Um, so I do appreciate those that are giving me feedback, whether it's at the track or email or on Facebook. I like the feedback. I'm working on this program it's for you, it's for the racers. And I'm learning a lot of different new technologies. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. Ideally, what I'd like to have happen is the live show, streaming to YouTube, Facebook, etc., live chatting going on during the show, and then be able to have guests call in or video in for podcast interviews, etc. So with that being said, this show is going to be a little bit different. Last week, I lost a number of events on my calendar. So if you go to norcalkarters.com, the calendar is still alive, but there's a number of events that are missing. The problem has been resolved, but it also pushed me. Again, it pushed me to another part of the project that I wasn't ready to tackle until the winter when things slowed down. But we are working on a new website. So again, there are some events that are missing on norcalkarters.com. So today I'm going to go over them. I will highlight them the best I can. And I'm looking to have that new website maybe launched within a week. So I'm actually pretty excited about it. I just wasn't ready to do it right now. But I could spend the time to reload the events on the calendar, or I could take that time and put it to the new website, new look. Basically highlighting some of the content like the podcasts, the YouTube videos, in the YouTube videos, a lot of them are the podcasts. We do help videos on YouTube. So there's a lot going on. This show's going to be a little bit different. But first and foremost, if you notice the thumbnail that I posted, I had a can of, actually, I don't know if you call it a can, but a jar, a spice rub, Gorilla Barbecue. So Rich Bakke has sponsored the podcast. He's been in karting since the 90s. Many of you know him that have been around for a while, know him as the lead mechanic for the Track Magic powerhouse from the 90s and the 2000s. And, he reached out to me and said, hey, I like what you're doing. I want to support your show. So Gorilla Barbecue, thank you. Thank you for the support. I know the website currently doesn't really cater to sponsors, but we're changing that as well because, again, I'm going to redo the site. So we'll be putting different sponsor placements, and I'm really excited about the project. But if you like to barbecue, you like to grill, this is one of my go-to spices, and you can order the spice on gorillabarbecue.com. I have a link in the comment sections. And again, Rich has been around forever. He's been a big supporter of karting, and he basically made it pretty clear. He's like, hey, do your thing. I'm fine with doing your thing, but promote the Track Magic Owners Group. And so that's been one of the groups over the past few years I've really pushed because I like what they're doing for karting. It's a group of guys. A lot of them are old racers. A lot of them are old new racers. A lot of them are young guys, and I think I've covered it a lot in the past. So there's a lot of videos, podcasts, etc., tied into Track Magic Owners Group. Recently, they launched a new website, trackmagicog.com. But the reason that I keep promoting them is they're not a kart shop. They're not an importer per se. They have the Track Magic chassis. They have drivers on the chassis, but what they're doing is a lot different. They're really targeting that recreational karter. They sponsor pro drivers, so they have someone to root for. They all get together. They have these rallies. On the weekends, like at the big Vegas races, they all get together and they go online. They watch the races. They usually have a couple people streaming it. So it's just a really neat group. And in my utopia of karting, I would imagine every major current and past brand would have some sort of community um, built around it, because it just makes it completely interesting. And these guys up in Oregon, I was up there 2 weeks ago. My daughter's going to be on later today. This is her chair. And we're going to highlight our trip because we had a lot of fun. But you had a lot of these guys up there. They were just hanging out. They were wandering the pits. They had a big tent set up, and I don't want to spoil it because I want to highlight all that stuff in the Track Magic podcast. But you had the race team up there. You have GFC Karting. He's basically the managing aspect of the Track Magic factory effort, and so he's up there testing with all his guys, and they're trying to use every available second to be on the track, testing, etc. Then you have the other guys hanging out, having a barbecue, socializing. They had a kart show. It was incredible. And again, it would just be really neat to see more of that type of community built around the big brands in karting. So that's a challenge. If you're a brand in karting, do what Track Magic is doing. Watch what they're doing. Attend some of their events and try to capture that environment they have. I mean, it's just so unique and it's so cool. And I spent a lot of time going between Gary Carlton's tent, seeing what they're doing, and going between the Track Magic tent, watching the action on the track. It was actually overwhelming. There was so much going on. It was overwhelming. Gotta see a lot of people I haven't seen in a while, which was a lot of fun. And then met a number of new people. Speaking of that, Dale Nugent, reach out to me, please. Dale, reach out to me. I need to highlight your kart. So I was hoping you were going to be around on Sunday at the rally. You weren't there. I want to highlight your kart. So Dale Nugent, get a hold of me. Check your PM on Facebook. So back to the events. Again, Gorilla Barbecue, thank you for the sponsorship of the podcast, norcalkarters.com. I appreciate it. It helps push some of the projects forward faster. So I do appreciate that. And I mean, we have some racing going on this weekend. So if I missed your event, I apologize, because I'm manually going through them like I used to do, where I have each individual club or printout, etc. I just discovered this error last week, and then I started researching different websites and directions I want to go. And again, it takes a lot of time to go through every single club that's out there. I think right now I have 15 or 16 clubs that are listed on the calendar. So I need to go through each one and make sure it's like, okay, everything's current, everything's good. So there you have it. So with that being said, this weekend we had the KPX group. KPX will be at the Blue Max Kart Club. So they kick off on Saturday and they go to Sunday. So that's going to be the 19th and 20th. You have KPX. And then this weekend,